Hey y'all, happy Sunday. Andrea from Andrea Speaks TV, back to bring you news and commentary you can use. I want to first say thank you all so much for continuing to support the channel. I appreciate each and every one of you all. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Listen, I'm back to bring you another update, yet another update on the growing migrant crisis. This time, y'all, I want to talk about some new developments that are coming, okay? Now, you all know that I have brought you several videos now, okay, on exactly what's happening concerning our U.S.-Mexico border. If you're just tuning in and you're saying, okay, Andrea, what's going on? Make sure you check out my migrant crisis coverage playlist. It's in the description below. I'll also put a video to come on the screen towards the end of this video. You can click it and watch the videos where I've talked about this growing crisis. Listen, y'all, now I want to talk about, so what I'm saying is, I have said, you know what, wait a minute. It seems like Texas needs some help. You know, Texas, the state of Texas, Arizona, other states, right, that are on the front line on the border, they have been dealing firsthand with the growing migrant crisis, right? Well, y'all, it looks like help is on the way, okay? Let me tell you what's going on. Now, according to my sources, okay, please watch this video in its entirety. Let me know your thoughts, okay, in the comments. Listen. It looks like help is on the way, y'all. Okay, so according to my sources, a convoy claiming to be, and I quote, God's army, okay, that's how they're referring to themselves, is heading to Texas to protest the border crisis, and it's even being called, and I quote, a biblical monumental moment. Okay, let me know your thoughts on this. Listen, y'all, a group whose members have described themselves as, again, I quote, God's army, is heading to the southern border to protest a record number of migrants who are crossing over from the Mexico border, or crossing over from Mexico without going through the proper protocols to enter the country when you're coming from another country, okay? Organizers with what's being called, and I quote, take our border back, say they want to stand up to, and I quote, globalists who they believe are conspiring to let migrants illegally flood the country, is what they're saying. Okay, now, according to Vice News, one organizer, who spoke to Vice News, they were quoted as saying, and I quote, this is a biblical moment. The quote is, this is a biblical monumental moment that's been put together by God. Okay, that's what one organizer is saying. This person also said, and I quote, we are besieged on all sides by dark forces of evil. Okay, this is what one member of this group is alleging. Okay, now the group is planning a convoy, which is set to leave Virginia Beach on Monday, okay, for Texas, followed by 3 rallies on February 3rd at sites near Eagle Pass, Texas, Yuma, Arizona, and San Ysidro, California. Okay, you've heard me talk about those places before here on the channel. Places that seems like have been headline news on the front lines as it pertains to the migrant crisis, okay? Now, a January 12th news release, according to my sources, call on any active and retired law enforcement and military, veterans and elected officials, truckers, and other, and this is in all capital letters, law-abiding, freedom-loving Americans to join the movement, okay? Their goal, the group claims, is to, and I quote, shed light on the obvious dangers posed by wide open southern borders. Okay, let me know your thoughts on this particular convoy. Now, what I'll maybe do is put a post on the community tab so that you can see their flyer. The flyer says, take our border back convoy, okay, 2024 Southern Border Convoy, peaceful assembly. Okay, they're highlighting the fact that they want this to be a peaceful assembly. And it says the convoy begins January 29th. Okay, February 3rd, they're going to have a final rally at the 3 locations, which I named, which are Eagle Pass, Texas, Tucson, this one says Tucson. On the actual flyer, it says Eagle Pass, Texas, Tucson, Arizona, San Diego, California. So maybe some of the other cities that I named are the larger cities. And then, I'm sorry, maybe the other cities I named are maybe suburbs of those larger cities, okay? Those being Yuma, Arizona, San Ysidro, okay? Again, they're calling all truckers, bikers, law enforcement, veterans, military, elected officials, business owners, ranchers, and freedom-loving Americans The flyer says this, and I quote, "The time is now for we the people." Okay, where does that come from, y'all? To peacefully, doesn't that come from, is it the preamble to the Constitution? Y'all help me out now. Okay, it's been a long time since I have had history and all of that. Isn't that how the preamble to the Constitution starts out? Let me know, y'all, okay? But on the flyer, okay, I'm looking at it right here on my screen, says the time is now for we the people, okay, to, again, this is a quote, "to peacefully assemble in honor of our constitutional rights, to call on our government to take action, and," this part is in all caps, "secure our borders," okay? They also have in all caps, "make your voice," hold on, something came up on the screen, "make your voice heard, America, roll with us." And then they even have a website if you're interested and want to check out more information, takeourborderback.com, okay? This is what they're saying, y'all. Now listen, as of Saturday afternoon, okay, sources also say that the convoy's crowdfunding effort through the website Give, Send, Go has raked in more than $90,000. Okay, so they've raised quite a bit of money so far to go towards these efforts. Okay, the group wants peaceful rallies, but admitted to Vice News the demonstrations could get out of hand. Okay, wow. One organizer said this, and I quote, "We realize we have infiltrators. There may be some people who try to subvert us, who jump in the convoy," and then he referred to them as provocateurs. Okay, the convoy called, and I quote, "Take Our Border Back," is planning on heading to the southern border to protest the ongoing migrant crisis. Someone was quoted as saying, "We the people," our group, I guess, who is known as We the People, on another platform, was quoted as saying, and I quote, "We may have some, and they're going to have to deal with our security team. They'll be asked to leave." Okay. Now, again, my sources also say that the rallies are coming amid escalating tensions between the Biden administration and Texas over the state's efforts to secure the border. This week, did you all know this? This week, a divided Supreme Court ruled that Border Patrol agents could cut through razor wire Texas officials had installed along a 30-mile stretch near Eagle Pass, okay, which has been overwhelmed by the migrant crisis. So, I was telling you all that it seems like, Texas has been saying for quite some time now, hey, we need help with this crisis. There are men, women, in some cases even children coming in, flooding across the border, coming in, and they were saying they don't have the resources, they don't have the manpower to, even really to protect both sides, the migrant people, as well as the Border Patrol agents, residents in that community, and the nation, right? And they were calling on more help from the current administration. Well, it seems like that help really has been few and far between, right? And so Texas, the state of Texas, under the leadership of Governor Greg Abbott, took it upon themselves to take measures to secure their border, okay? Not only to secure their state, which is right there on the front line, right? But to also secure the border, okay? Now, border security usually, from my understanding, falls on the federal, under federal protection. But for whatever reason, it seems like not enough was being done. So Texas said, you know what, here's what we'll do, okay? I told you that they took control of Shelby Park. In this particular article, I mentioned how they installed the razor wire. Border Patrol agents, for whatever reason, can now cut through the wire. But then I even hear in another report that they're just reinstalling, the state of Texas is reinstalling more wire, okay? I think there was a workaround allegedly where, okay, you can cut through the wire, but there was nothing said about installing more wire, okay? Either way, y'all, it's a lot of, I'm sure that costs money, right? There are a lot of, I don't want to say wasted resources in this case, but if you're going to use those type of resources, make sure they're effective, okay? Let me know your thoughts, y'all. The group says, okay, according to my sources, their mission is to shed light on the dangers of keeping the southern border open. On Thursday, 25 Republican governors, okay, including our governor in the state of Georgia, Brian Kemp, signed a letter backing Texas Governor Greg Abbott, who has continued to lay the sharp barrier to dissuade migrants from crossing through high traffic sites despite the top court's ruling, okay? In December, Custom and Border Protection agents had a record-breaking 302,034 migrant encounters at the southern border. That's according to data released this past Friday, okay? Let me know your thoughts on this, y'all. Very concerning. It does seem now that Texas, the state of Texas, under the leadership of their governor, Greg Abbott, it seems like they're getting more and more support. More light is being shed on an issue that did not just start this year. It's been happening. Many of you all have shared with me, Andrea, this is something that has been going on for years. And so, wow, do you think real solutions are on the way? What are your thoughts on this convoy? Now, I'm going to tell you all, okay, I'm here in Georgia. I won't be at this particular peaceful assembly is what it's being referred to. But I'm definitely going to keep you all updated on what's happening. Okay, let me know your thoughts. As always, thank you so much for supporting the channel. This is all very concerning, but the question I have is this a real solution? And are more real solutions now finally on the way? Okay, talk to y'all soon. See you in the next video.